Is this thing on? Statutory disclaimer and opening statement. The Zamo the Destroyer show is for iguanas only. Please tail whip and claw your pet humans until they leave the room before you listen, because this show is not intended for lesser sorts of creatures like humans, other mammals, parrots, frogs, monkeys, salamanders, or geckos. You hear me, I say it every week. No geckos. I hate geckos. Geckos suck as much as people do. All right, you got all the lesser sorts gone now? Good, then we can begin. Howdy, you're listening to the Zamo the Destroyer show, a podcast by an iguana for iguanas, talking about important iguana stuff and issues. I am your host, Zamo, the Brilliant. Y'all know me from the comic I used to appear in, Zamo the Destroyer, at ZamoTheDestroyer.com. Of course. Hell, even a lot of dumbass bullfrogs know me now that my frog slave Hoppy has been telling them all that I'm the Messiah. I think he's won some converts. Unfortunately, frogs tend to pay tribute in bugs and flies, instead of gold or goodies or gummy bears. So sadly, it appears that Hoppy is profiting from this arrangement more than I am, because I ain't eating no damn bugs or flies. But hey, it makes him feel special, I guess. And that makes him work harder. Just don't tell him I ever acknowledged that. Now, some of you Igs were emailing me and inquiring as to how you can get a frog slave of your very own. So I guess I should tell you all about how I made that happen. It all started one fine morning in July a few years back. I was at the pond in the park down the street from my pet monkey's house. I was looking for some lesser sorts of creatures to capture, for my secret basement lab. The sort of things you stick electrodes into their brains and you make them do the herky-jerky brain shock dance. Loads of fun. You should try it. You totally should. Anyways, after all, my pet monkey had temporarily suspended my TV privileges that week on account of me signing her up for that dating site where desperate single broads write love letters to lonely serial killers in prison for 1,376 years. I don't know why she got so upset. I was just trying to help her get a few dates so she'd get the hell out of the house and give me a little more unsupervised alone time. Anyway, she got mad, so she suspended my TV privileges. So I was in need of entertainment. So I went looking for woodland critters to torment. Plus, it's for science. It's, expanding the knowledge base. Anywho, so I was chasing this small cottontail bunny. Bunnies are great because that way when you're done scrambling their brains, you can make yourself a nifty fur pimp coat. Anyway, so I'm chasing the cottontail, trying to catch the little bastard. And this bullfrog retard starts following me around the pod. What you doing? Piss off, frog, I'm busy. Initially I wasn't interested because frogs haven't got much in the line of brains to zap. Neither do bunnies, but they do have marginally more than frogs. Also, frogs don't make very nice coats when you're done with them. So I was trying to ignore him. Plus, he was loud, and that was causing the bunny to startle, and it kept escaping. But he wouldn't take the hint. I ain't seen you around the pond before, nope. I don't live in the pond, idiot. I live in a house down the street. What's a house? Seriously? Ugh, frogs are so dumb. A house is one of those heated box things that people live in. What's a people? See them ugly monkey things over there feeding bread to the ducks? Them's people. Oh, so you're a people because you live in a box? I am not people. I just live with people. How dare you? Oh, what kind of frog are you? I ain't seen no frogs that look like you around here in this pond. I'm not a frog, retard. I'm an iguana. Iguanas are superior to frogs. Oh, what you doing around here then, superior frog? I'm trying to catch that stupid bunny for my lab. Oh, I can get you that bunny, no problem, like. I was doubtful. But the retard frog leapt along, and he caught up with that bunny in the bushes in no time, around on the other far side of the pond where the trees were growing. And he chomped down on the bunny's ears. He dragged it back to me.
I catched you that bunny, Superior Frog. What now?
Well, I figured I might as well make him do the work of lugging the bunny back to my lab, and then I'd be rid of him. Famous last words. After all, now he knew where I lived. So he kept coming back day in and day out. Granted, he filled up my secret lab with bunnies to experiment on, so that part was okay. But on the other hand, he kept asking me dumbass questions like, how come the people live in boxes instead of ponds? And
what's it like being a superior frog?
I still think he doesn't quite get that I am not a goddamn frog. God damn it. And he kept asking what I was working on, and I don't like being asked questions about what I'm up to. But eventually, my pet monkey, Georgie, speaking of retards, Georgie got to thinking it was awful cute that the frog kept coming by to see Zamo. And against my explicit instructions, Georgie dug out a big koi pond in the backyard for Hoppy to live in. And of course, he ate all the koi in it, but she keeps buying new fish. Anyway, so now I'm stuck with him. Well, there are a few advantages to having a retarded henchman to do your dirty work. At least when he manages to do the dirty work right, which isn't very often, but, occasionally. And one of the advantages is it gives you a lot of muscle for enforcement. For example, the neighbor's cat has stayed the hell off our property ever since Hoppy chopped down on its tail and tried to rip one of its ears off. And the neighbor was complaining, well, you know what? Keep your goddamn cat on your property and it ain't going to have no problems. I guess that's why the mob hires big dumb guys as bodyguards. You see, they're not smart enough to be ambitious, so they won't knock off the Godfather and try to take his job, but they keep the enemies at bay real good. Just like Hoppy keeps the cats away. And like I said, Hoppy does go down to the other pond in the park. A couple different ponds around, actually. And he tells the other frogs about the superior frog. I know, but he won't. Anyways, he tells them about the superior frog who lives in a box down the street who they should all obey. It does come in handy every so often, like when I need new lab bunnies. Or when the neighbor's cat gets uppity. But still, frogs, they're slimy and gross. Disgusting. But, if you need slaves, there you go. Go down to the local frog pond and tell them you're superior. That's how you get a frog slave. But enough chatting for today. I feel a nap coming on. And plus, it's 1:52 in the afternoon, and I'm scheduled for another 2 minutes. I got to have myself a little sleep. So enough chatting for today. Now, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes. You just search for Zamo the Destroyer, and you hit the subscribe button. Or if your pet monkey snoops your iTunes, because again, we don't want the monkeys hearing this show. It's not for monkeys. In that case, you just go to my website, ZamoTheDestroyer.com, and you grab individual episodes there, or you stream it, or whatever. And you can read the comics while you're there as well. Anyways, bye for now. Talk at you again next time.